Abraham and the three strangers. Genesis chapter 18. Abraham was given the name Abraham by God, meaning he would be the father of many nations. From this point, he is given his full name. God also gave his wife Sarai the name Sarah, promising she would have a son even though she was 90 years old. While Abraham was sitting near the entrance to his tent, near the great tree of Mamre, he looked up and saw three men standing nearby. The Bible says one of these was the Lord. Abraham bowed down and said, "Let me bring you water to wash your feet, and then rest here while I bring you food. When you are refreshed, you can then go on your way." Abraham rushed to ask Sarah to bake fresh bread. He chose a choice calf and gave it to a servant to slaughter and cook the meat. Then he poured his fresh milk and curds and served it to his guests. "Where is your wife Sarah?" they asked him. "In the tent," Abraham replied. Then one of them announced, "I will return around this time next year, and Sarah, your wife, will have a son." Sarah was listening near the entrance of the tent. She laughed to herself as she thought, "I am too old to have children, and so is Abraham." The Lord asked Abraham, "Why did Sarah laugh and say, 'Will I really have a child now that I am old? Is anything too hard for the Lord?' I will return at the appointed time next year, and Sarah will have a son." Sarah was afraid, so she lied and said, "I did not laugh." But the Lord replied, "Yes, you did laugh." The men got up to leave, and Abraham walked along with them to see them on their way. The Lord said, "Shall I hide from Abraham what I am about to do? Abraham's descendants will become a great and powerful nation, and all nations on earth will be blessed through him. I have chosen him, and the Lord will bring about all he has promised to Abraham." The men looked down towards the city of Sodom. The Lord said, "The people in Sodom and Gomorrah have been very disobedient. I will go down and see how bad they have become." Two of the men started walking towards Sodom. Abraham was concerned as he knew his nephew Lot and his family were living in Sodom. Abraham remained standing with the Lord. Abraham pleaded, "Will you sweep away those who live right along with those who have done such wrong? If there are 50 righteous people in the city, will you not spare it? Will not the judge of all the earth do what is right?" The Lord replied, "If I find 50 people doing what is right in the city, I will spare the whole place for their sake." Abraham spoke again, "Now that I have been so bold as to speak to the Lord, although I am but dust and ashes, will you destroy the city if there are 45 righteous people in it?" "If I only find 45 people doing what is right," the Lord answered, "I will not destroy the city." "What if there are just 40 righteous people?" Abraham asked. The Lord replied, "For the sake of 40 people, I will not destroy the city." "Please, don't be angry and let me speak," Abraham pleaded. "What if only 30 good people can be found?" "I will not destroy the city if there are 30 righteous people in it," the Lord replied. "Now that I have been so bold to speak to the Lord," Abraham continued, "what if only 20 can be found?" "For the sake of 20, I will not destroy it," the Lord answered. "Don't be angry, but let me speak once more," Abraham begged. "What if there are only 10 righteous people in the city?" "For the sake of 10, I will not destroy the city," the Lord promised. The Lord then left, and Abraham returned to his tent.